A lot of people think that mediums just walk down the street seeing everybody's dead people surrounding them. Some people assume that if you're a medium or you're psychic, that you know everything about everybody at any given moment. In this lesson, I'm sharing what mediumship actually is and how spirits communicate. This is lesson 2 of a 5-part training. When this video ends, YouTube will automatically take you to lesson 3. So what is mediumship really? Mediumship is receiving communication from a spirit through energetic spiritual impressions and passing that communication onto a living person who we call the sitter. If that's what mediumship is, then how does this work? How do spirits communicate? Most mediums work subjectively. What does that mean? That means that these spiritual impressions that are energetic, they happen in the mind through thought. It takes energy for a spirit person to send a thought, and it flashes quickly into the mind of the medium. It's not unlike a daydream. For this communication to happen, we use our clair senses. Now, maybe you've already heard about a few different clairs. We have claircognizance. It's associated up here with your crown chakra. That means clear knowing. So to all of a sudden just feel like you know something. Then we have clairvoyance. That's associated with the third eye chakra. That's to clearly see. So this is a lot like a daydream when you see an image in your mind, or maybe you see something that feels a little bit like a movie reel or something playing out in your mind's eye. There's clairaudience. This is associated with the throat chakra. This is when we feel like we can clearly hear something with our clair senses. So perhaps through thought in the mind, we hear the sound of a car honking, or we hear the thought of a name in our mind. Then we have clairsentience. That's associated with both the heart chakra and the solar plexus. This is to clearly feel something, right, through thought in the mind. This could be an emotion. It could be even a texture. It could be a part of our body where we're experiencing a sensation. Then there is clairalience. That's our ability to clearly smell, right? So it could be that a spirit is near us and we smell that they baked blueberry muffins like my grandmother did. And then there's clairgustance, and that's clear tasting. Maybe we get to taste the blueberry muffin as well. And some people think that that experience should be objective, right? That we should taste it the way that we would taste that muffin in real life. But remember that most mediums work subjectively. So even smelling and tasting, it's really about the thought of the smell or the thought of the taste in your mind. These are just the different ways of using our clair senses when a spirit sends that energetic spiritual impression. A lot of the time, our clair senses work in conjunction the same way that our 5 senses we use as a living human being work in conjunction. So we might see something, hear something, and feel something all at the same time. When you're first starting out as a medium, you might have just one clair sense work at a time. But over time, the clairs will start to work in conjunction with each other. When spirit decides to send you a spiritual impression to communicate some piece of information to you, the spirit is working off of your frame of reference. Basically, everything that's in your brain, your memories, people you know, places you've gone, things you've experienced, spirit will use the information inside your brain that you are aware of to play a kind of charades and get you to say the thing that they're trying to get across. For example, I remember bringing through a grandmother on the mother's side for my sitter. And in my mind's eye, I saw a little movie reel of 2 fingers holding a necklace and dangling it back and forth. On this necklace, something round was hanging. And the round thing that was hanging was a medal that I had gotten in high school at a vocal competition. I thought, that's strange. I know that she can't have that same medal on her necklace. But what I started to feel and understand was that the grandmother was signifying that something round on the necklace was important. And when I checked in with my sitter, I said, your grandma's showing me a necklace. There's something round hanging on it, but I'm not sure what it is. She said, that's right. It's actually her wedding ring. She used the metal from my frame of reference to communicate to me, this is an important necklace that the sitter has of mine, and there's something important that is round on the end. What a lot of people don't realize is that mediums have a lot of interpretation to do when we get flashes of information via these spiritual impressions. We're telling a story that we have no context for. For example, let's say that I see an apple. That could be a symbol. Perhaps it means that the spirit or the sitter lived in New York City. Maybe it's a symbol for teacher, that the spirit or the sitter has a teaching background or was a teacher. Maybe it's the beginning of a memory in an apple orchard. Or maybe it means that the spirit or the sitter liked apples or even hated apples. It could be all of those things, but it also could be none of those things. In the next lesson, I will show you the first step that you can take to start developing your abilities as a medium. Subscribe if you haven't already and watch the next lesson, because most beginners skip this important step and most mediumship mentors don't teach it.